to round 11 of Formula 1 2009. I'm not joined by Joseph McKenna at the moment because I haven't joined the voice chat. But now I have. Is the man himself, is Joseph. I forgot to join the voice. Oh, Blank's had a crash. Oh dear. Oh god. Oh no, everyone's crashing into each other, Joseph. Fapster just got taken out by... Eric just got taken out by Fapster. Oh dear, we're only in qualifying. 23 minutes to go of qualifying.
And Blank goes off.
Yeah, Blank's struggling up. Oh, Fapster's off wide. He's into the wall. Oh dear. Yeah.
This is going to be a nice and safe race.
It will be indeed. I don't think people have really practiced, I'll be honest. We don't have many people running today. I think we got about 7. We should have a fair few come to the last round, so it will just be a simple 10-lap shootout. But this is the last proper round. Penultimate round. We're currently watching Assetto drifter go around. Good replay cameras on the track this. We're experimenting with 60 FPS on the stream as well. Joseph, you don't by any chance have anything interesting to say about the track, do you?
No.
Oh dear. Well,
it's a very popular track and it's been going since about probably the 70s, maybe the 80s.
It's in Japan as well, if you didn't know.
It is in Japan. It's quite a unique layout considering you cross yourself halfway around the track.
Do indeed.
Of course, the most popular corner being, is it the 125R?
130R, isn't it?
130R, close enough.
Something like that, yeah.
That being a very popular corner with many drivers, and I'm sure it's going to be popular today. So you can, if you get your setup right, you can probably take it flat out.
Or just do a Fapster and just go flat out anyway and take off the field out. One of the two.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens today. I haven't really had much insight into the practice, so I don't really know what a good lap is. But if I have a look at the practice log, I might be able to tell you. We're looking at about a 1 minute 30, I think, yeah, a 1 minute 30. Oh, Assetto drifter's off into the gravel. That's his lap over. Let's go on board with Nick Wing. See
well, currently Adam Appleseed is the fastest man on the track.
Is he? Wow. I do have the tower up, it's just nobody's actually set a time yet. I do need to move race admin somewhere. We need to get the race admin commands up. That's alright. I can't remember those. You remember them, don't you? We're so prepared.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have a text file here with all of them on.
I know it was like VSC on, wasn't it? Something like that.
SC on.
SC on, that's the one. There you go. Anyway, Fapster's ran quite deep into the hairpin, but no fridge currently on pole for 129.8.
Oh wow.
That's quite a good time, I think. Yeah, that's 2 tenths off Rio Suck from practice. That ain't bad.
That's brilliant. Hasn't he got a wheel now?
He has got a wheel. I think he's got a T300 now, so no fridge. Really showing people how it was done here at Suzuka. On the wheel, Eric Drace goes for 134.1. He's within that 107% or roughly about 6-second boundary, so he doesn't have to worry. 4 seconds off of the pole time at the moment. I know he has put a fair bit of time into practice. Fapster goes into P2 for 130.7. That's about 9 tenths off the back of no fridge. So we're looking pretty close in the early stages of qualifying compared to what we're used to. But that Toyota doesn't seem to be all too well dialed in, I've got to say. Watching the onboard from Fapster. It might be. He's just experimenting, pushing the limits every lap, so I don't think he's had much practice. Eric Drace, that's another lap, but is unable to improve, and he's back into the pit lane then.
Do I have to say the grid's really like upside down at the moment?
It is, yeah. Nobody really knows what's going on. After the ballast has been introduced, Blank's running 40 kilos of ballast. Appleseed goes into P3 for 133.2. But with the ballast that's been added, it's actually really thrown things up. And the main person we've got to look out for today is probably going to be Rio Suck. is he hasn't got any ballast at all. He took a bit of a break from the league when his computer went down, but now he's back, and he doesn't have any ballast at all, and he's bloody quick, even if he had the ballast and all the drivers didn't have it. He would still be up there, so it'll be very interesting to see what he can pull off in this qualifying and throughout the race session. Verstappen coming out the last corner then, 18 minutes left of the qualifying session. What time's he going to set? Is he going to improve? No, he's not that time around. The time delta doesn't seem to be working, which isn't always ideal. But speaking of Rio Suck, on board with him now, just coming out of the hairpin. Let me see if I can... Oh, Adam Appleseed's off. He's disconnected. Maybe he just doesn't want to run, or actual physical issue. Who knows? If I get a ping from him, then I'll know shortly. But he's still online. A little bit of a twitch from Rio, coming around the double left-hander, but manages to keep it all together. Really got to say a high-quality track, this one. It's done by the AC Track Reboot team. When they were around, they're no longer around anymore. Eric Gerace actually disconnecting as well, so interesting what's going on there. Not 100% sure, maybe America's having an outage. Who knows, but Racet goes on pole then with a 1:29.2. That's the fastest I've seen of anyone by a long shot.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Assetto is right behind him. No Fridge not that far behind, really. We're going to see how Blank does, because he hasn't yet set a lap time.
On board then with Nick Wu, we'll go to an exterior camera just so you can get an idea of how well detailed this track actually is. He's following Assetto Drifter in the Brawn GP. So they come around 130R then, the corner that Joseph was talking about a few minutes ago. Adam Appleseed and Eric have seemed to have rejoined. So they come out of the last corner then, Blank with a 1:29.7, that's about half a second off. Assetto Drifter with a 1:29.6. And Nick Wu unable to improve. Still on his time, it's about a second and a half down. Appleseed rejoining then. That's him into P6, and that's all drivers attending today with a lap set. Fapster then still going around trying to find a little bit more pace. The time delta for some reason doesn't seem to want to work anymore. So not too sure on how we are going to compensate. Maybe I can get the split times up with the info. Apparently he's 2 minutes into his lap. I don't think that's working properly either. I can't do anything with that. I can get the speed trap up just in case. As that's usually quite a handy tool actually. So speed trap, let's pop that down there like that. Lovely. So as Fapster rounds the corner coming onto the big straight, not sure why his lap's still saying he's got 3 minutes into it. Which is rather interesting as we had two cars on the other side of the track going around into the double left-hander. A little bit too deep from Fapster into the chicane. Is he going to lose time from that? Or is this lap actually completely messed up anyway? It was a 1:30, so he does improve. He's now only 9/10 off of the front runner, which is Rio. 368 through the speed trap apparently, which is extremely fast. Don't think we were even going that fast down in Monza. We were going very, I think about 350 through there. Apparently you can't hear me. Joseph can't hear me. Well, oh well. As long as you lot can hear me, let me know. That would be ideal, but Joseph's having issues with his equipment. Oh, Fapster runs it just a little bit too deep into the corner. That's him off into the gravel. What can Blank do? Can Blank respond to No Fridge and Nick Wu's threat and try and get that little bit further up the grid? Get his Ferrari even closer? Doesn't seem like he can. No, that's not the case this time around. Assetto Drifter pulls off into the grass. Very, very good bit of driving from him to get out of the way on time. What about Adam Appleseed? He's currently out on a lap. He's going to be 3 seconds down though for the first sector. What about Eric Gerace? He's just up the road from him. Maybe they're running around together, doing some sighting laps just to help each other out. 13 minutes left of the qualifying session now. We have lost Joseph, so I think his internet's packed up, so it's just going to be me for the time being. Hope I don't annoy you too much. As Eric then rounds the second of the long left-handers, down the back straight he goes. Don't know whereabouts he's going to be regarding sector times. Let's find out. He's going to be a fair bit down, 3.1 seconds off, but he's 4.9 on his previous best. So if he can keep it all together coming round this last corner, we should see him improve and maybe even overtake his teammate. And now Appleseed, not going to be the case this time around, 4.2 seconds off. So a lot of time lost in that last section. What about Appleseed? He's not able to improve this time round. Nick Wu then, still on the 2-minute lap times, so something's got to be a bit wrong with that, but he's following your current pole sitter, Ryosak. Round that right-hander they go up towards the hairpin together. Maybe Fapster's trying to utilise the slipstreams, not going to be any of that anymore as Ryosak outbrakes himself and runs out nice and wide into the gravel trap. Fapster really pushing his car here, trying to get all the time that he can out of it. Down into that double left-hander. Don't want to clip the outside curb too much, as the car will probably bottom out and spin it round. Down the back stretch he goes then. Let's see what happens. There we go. Joseph's back, everyone. Lovely. So, as Fapster rounds into the last chicane, is he going to be able to improve this time? Or is the timer telling the truth, him being on a 3-minute lap? He was on a 3-minute lap. He was 1 minute 42 seconds down that time round. What about Blank? Blank, can he respond to this? 4 tenths down off the pole at the moment with 40 kilos of ballast on his car. That's pretty good going from Blank. Back onto that back straight then. Eric Gerace finally overtook his teammate with a 1:32.6, so he's now only 3.4 seconds off. Appleseed 3.9. Blank comes down into 1:30R then. Is he going to be able to make up any time? He's 3 seconds down on this lap. That's not going to be the one for him. What about Ryosak? Is he going to be able to improve his lead, or is he on a 6-minute lap time? That is the question. Car parked on the side trap there. It might have been Fapster in the Toyota. Looked to be one of those cars. Rio comes out of the hairpin then. Maybe this is an outlap. Maybe this isn't worth watching. What about the Assetto drifter? He's also on a 5-minute lap. But Rio's closer to getting back round to the start. So either the timer's bugged, or something's going very wrong with the with people's laps. So don't know. Gonna up the bit rate a little bit, see what we can get out of it. Might as well. Penultimate round. Rio rounds 1:30R then. 10 minutes to go of the qualifying session. Let's see if he can pull anything off with this lap. Around the last corner then. I suppose you could call it a corner. Don't know if it's classified as one. Comes across the start finish line. Then that was actually a lap. And that lap was 7 tenths quicker than his previous best. So what is Blank and Assetto drifter going to do to respond to this? They're running around together at the moment. The Assetto drifter seems to be on an out lap. So he is rather short shifting and going slow. But what about Blank? He isn't on one. Let's see what he can do then coming into 1:30R. Close to the end. He's not going to be anywhere near Rio's time of 1:18. He needs to be. He's 3.7 seconds off that time round. Nowhere where he needs to be. Oh, and he loses it coming around the last corner. That was a lot of pirouettes for the time that he had spinning around there. Wow. As the Assetto drifter comes on then to start his flying lap. Maybe he wasn't. It was 1.1 seconds down that time, 1:29.6. So, well, actually, yeah, what's that new possible best? I don't know. It might have been. I'll be honest, I'm a bit confused about Joseph because his internet's bugged up again. But let's see what Assetto drifter can do then. 8 minutes left of the qualifying session. Currently, everyone's within 2 seconds of each other. Eric Gerace and Adam Appleseed are trailing a little bit far behind, but we're still within that 107% rule and still within securing some good points for the team that they need here at the moment. The team points that they need to overtake Renault again, as I believe Renault overtook them last round. And if they can secure a good points finish here at Suzuka, then it might help them just edge over Renault in the Constructors. Assetto Drifter coming round his lap then, seeing what he can do. Had to get out of the power mid-corner, not sure if that's something that he has to do, but he might have done it just to be a little bit more proportionate. Down the backstretch he goes then, into 130R. He is going to take it absolutely flat there. Down into the last chicane, getting it stopped nice. Very clean line on the entry, I've got to say. That looks really, really good from an exterior point of view. Coming across the line, he's not going to be able to improve, is he? No, he's not. I don't know what laps he's setting, but either he set the same lap twice, or the time system's like Nick Wu on pole with a 128.3, dethroning Rio. Brilliant lap then from Nick Wu in the Toyota. Quite a few haven't turned up. Yeah, it's the usual now, Spanner Works. I asked people to show, but they don't seem to be too interested anymore. So, I don't know. I don't really bother. No Fruits then in the McLaren. He's currently 1.5 seconds off. This is probably his first competitive race on his wheel, as he has upgraded now recently. Hopefully we'll have a few more guys show up to the last round. We'll see what happens, but the last round is going to be double points at a special edition of Minecraft? Of Yas Marina, sorry. I don't know why I'd say Minecraft and spoiler it. But yeah, it's going to be the last round due to the amount of people and participants that we've got to it. This league now, it's really just going to be a bit of a laugh, see what we can get out the remainder of the league. Who have we got on track at the moment then? Everyone except Nick Wu. What about Assetto Drifter? Is he on an outlap or is he on a flyer? Don't 100% know at this point. Coming across the line then. Apparently setting the exact same time again. So something's definitely bugged with the timing system. Not 100% sure what. Rio gets out of the way. Maybe to try and get into the slipstream of blank. Maybe not. Who knows? Hello, Joseph. He's back.
There we go.
5 minutes
Just 6 minutes left. 6 minutes after the session left.
Yeah, just about. Fapster's overtaken Rio for pole by 1/10. Actually, speaking of switching positions, Blank is now up to P3. He's only a second off the pole now, but I doubt we'll get much closer than that. Apparently the timing's fucked everywhere on this track. Could you confirm by having a look at the sector splits, Joseph, if that's alright, in the pause menu? In the pits, because...
Oh, okay.
Assetto Drifter. YouTubers being a twat now. Like, they, oh, what stream was it? It was one of the early 2009 streams where I said the F word, I think, twice.
Yeah.
It got age restricted. YouTube's taking the piss now. Yeah, it got age restricted for bad language.
The timing thing hasn't been split up properly, I don't think.
Okay.
Sector 3 is around 10 seconds long, whereas Sector 2 is 41.
Right, okay.
So it is still working, it's just not split up properly.
Got you, okay. Have they put 3 sections in, or is it just the 2? Because it needs...
It's still 3 sections, but I think they've put the 3rd section just at the end of the long straight.
It is, it's just after 130R as far as I can gather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me check. As the Assetto Drifter comes round, we'll see where Sector 2 ends.
It's just as, I think, just as you get into the braking zone. Either way, the timing's fucked, the league's fucked, it's all fucked. Sorry for swearing so much, but...
There's a line just as the braking zone for the chicane. That's where the sector is.
So, Assetto Drifter, unable to improve that time round. What about No Fridge? Let's get back with him. Is he going to be able to improve on his time? No, he's not. 2 minute 41. So either that was an outlap or something happened. What about Eric Drace? He's 4.3 seconds off. Currently half a second up on his teammate. So they both come into the braking zone. My mistake, it was blank behind him. What can Eric Drace do? He's currently on a 1:32.6. Nothing that time round. What about blank? Nothing that time round either.
I think most people are on their outlaps at the moment. Adam Appleseed is not on an outlap. Neither is Assetto Drifter. And Nick was in the pits. So the only people on fast laps are Adam Appleseed and Assetto Drifter. Adam Appleseed coming around the final chicane now. We'll have to see how he does.
He wouldn't be
not sure if it's going to be an improvement.
No, I was going to say, I don't think it was going to be a fast lap by how deep he ran into that last chicane. He was
that might have
really late. Yeah, really late on the brakes. So what about the Assetto Drifter then? 2 minutes and 46 seconds left of the session now. Z comes down the back straight. All I've got to say is you've really got to give it to these 7 guys who have basically put everything into this league. Fapster, he had to take a break last week, I believe. Yeah, it was last week. I filled in for him, and we all know how that went. And yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, I think, this league. It's not going to say it's gone downhill, so that's just every league, really. You lose people. We've picked up a few guys who have ran competitively in other events who were interested in 2009, but we're no longer accepting sign-ups for the league after this. Well, it was after the last round. We stopped accepting sign-ups. But we all know what's going to be next league if you're on the Discord. Gitsy, you like these cars, to be honest? Well, if it comes to it, we'll run them from another Friday event like we will do for the 88 cars at some point. Gonna run them as a Friday event, but really my head's in full BTCC mode at the moment because I really want to get that up and running. And I've had a lot of outside interest in that, so I have to see how it goes. I want to post it around and see what traction I can get out of it, really. It's just a topic that I think a lot of guys are going to be interested in. So, yeah, see how it goes. But, looking at the existing league at the moment, Assetto Drifter on a lap. Whereabouts he going to be in comparison to the pole sitter's time? A little bit off, 9 tenths off. But is 9 tenths should actually get him up to 3rd place if he got the last chicane right. What's it going to be? Is it going to be 3rd place, steal it off Blank? It is indeed. A 129.325. Can Blank respond to this? Not like that, I don't think he can. 239. Maybe he's on an outlap, and if that is the case, he's not going to be able to go round and get another one. Rio was 1 tenth down and bailed on his lap. Maybe just trying to get some space to the car in front, which is Adam Appleseed. He's currently 4.8 seconds off of the pace.
So right now we only have 20 seconds left. Nick Wu, Assetto Drifter and No Fridge aren't going to be able to set any more laps. It's going to be pretty down to the wire for anyone else trying to set their lap. If they can make it across. Eric Drace into the gravel, so he's not going to be able to do it. Blank is not going to be able to make a new lap. We're going to have to see how he does on this one, which I don't think is going to be a good one.
Well, we'll soon see. Assetto Drifter in the chat says, what did I do? I heard something. Oh, something about age restriction. Yeah, I said the F word twice, I think, in one stream, and it got age restricted.
Well, this one's going to be age restricted.
No, I've said it 3 times now, so it's going to be age restricted. I've got to refrain back to frick and heck and... Oh, gosh.
Golly.
Oh, golly. Oh, golly me.
Oh, golly gosh.
Oh, golly gosh.
So here comes Blank on his final qualifying lap. Doesn't go faster. That's a 129, so it's still a good lap, it's just not being able to go faster. I don't think Adam Appleseed's going to be able to go faster. I saw him, I think, in the gravel, or that was Eric Drace at least. One of the BMWs. One
of the BMWs, yeah, but here he comes round the last corner. He seems to have got his gearing sorted right this time round. He was right on the rev limiter in 7th gear, but not tapping it, but pretty darn close. No Fridge sets his final time, maybe, or he's gone off. No, he's gone off. Appleseed doesn't.
Moves
up.
Rio
goes. Rio takes pole. Well, I 1/10 on the final lap. Perhaps Nick Wu should have gone out to try and improve his time. I think that's everyone set a lap, haven't they? Eric Gerace is off. Not sure where he's going. He's doing donuts. What about Appleseed and No Fridge? I don't think they actually hit the marker, did they? Oh, No Fridge is off. He's done a, what's his name, in 2000... Was it 2001?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
When, what's his name, span off and then Raikkonen hit him. John Lacey, I think? Might have been John Lacey and Raikkonen. Maybe. He's done a John Lacey either way. But I've just realised I've still got the meme physics on the SLS. So if there's a safety car, it's going to be an absolute nightmare to drive. So then, your pole sitter is Rosuk in the Red Bull, closely followed a 10th down by Nick Wu. Assetto Drifter, third place, a second off. Blank, who's complaining about being slow as F. Frick in fourth place, 1.1 seconds down. No Fridge, 1.6 in fifth. Adam Appleseed, 4.2, and his teammate Eric Gerace, 4.4. So those guys are pretty close in sixth and seventh. It's going to be points for everyone today. So it's really going to be, I suppose, the 2 points for the fastest lap. Who's going to be able to grab those? Yeah. Let's see how it goes then here at Suzuka. Remember to go back to pits, Joseph.
Yep.
Oh, I've been disconnected from the session.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Right,
that's,
so
that's the first time that's happened this league. My game's crashed, or I've been disconnected.
Right, okay, so I've got 40 seconds. You've got 40 seconds to connect before lights out, and I'm going to have to do some bodged viewing.
I don't think I'm actually going to be able to join back in time.
Okay, so at the moment, my ping's 300, so we'll have to see how that goes. 20 seconds to lights out. We'll have to see how everyone sets up the line.
Where's my task?
BMW's being at the back, McLaren just in front, Ferrari.
I ain't joining back in time.
Here's the lights. This is turning into a small radio show. So here's the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here comes the 6th. Lights out. Brilliant start from pretty much everyone. Only Eric Gerace getting a small bulk down in the back. One of the BMWs, that's Adam Appleseed, getting a pretty good start. 2 wide from McLaren No Fridge, being pushed out by Gerace. Sorry, Appleseed. Nick Wu really right on the back of the Red Bull right now. Really, everyone following brilliantly closely. Just a second between the top 6 cars. Looks like Eric Gerace has managed to find himself into a grass pit. Yes, he has. He spun. Rosuk right in first, staying. He's building his gap. That's blank. He's got an overtake on Assetto Drifter. And then further in the background, that was No Fridge who was trying to have a look around Appleseed. Wasn't be able to make it. Right now, that looks like Nick Wu, the Toyota, really right behind Rio. Oh, as blank makes a dive and he hits Nick Wu. Nick Wu tries to rejoin, ends up taking out Blank at the same time. That leaves the door open.
Is that safety car worthy?
If you're in.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. Right, do the OSRW.
The pace car. Don't pass. Don't pass.
Right, BRB. I'm muting myself.
So here we go. So that's just one lap. Nick Wu being able to overtake himself on Appleseed and No Fridge from the incident managed to take himself up above Appleseed. We're going to have to see where Blank can get before he gets to the safety car period. Nick Wu not being able to make it quite on the Assetto Drifter. They're coming up to the straight now. So there we go, that's Rio over the line. Yeah. Okay, so that's Rio with Assetto Drift right behind him. Nick Wu, No Fridge, Adam Appleseed running a bit wide on the first turn. Blank, and then Gerace, who's a little bit far back, but he's going to be catching up. He's not too far, just one corner. So everyone following really quite closely, surprisingly. So that's everyone almost caught up. Just Eric Gerace making up a little bit of time here. Let's see if he can catch up. Yes, he can. There we are. Eric Drace is caught up. No one having any problems at the moment. It's been an interesting start, especially with Blank doing the dive bomb. That was a shame if you didn't see it. But we'll just have to go back to that as management. So so everyone lined up, raring to go still. I don't think anyone's going to be going for a pit stop. So everyone weaving now, apart from Appleseed, he's just keeping it straight. Oh no, he's weaving now. So that's everyone weaving around, trying to get their tyres warmed up. Oh, rear suck. Uh-oh.
The post car is pitting now. The post car is pitting now.
Straight ahead. So here we go.
Go, 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 go!
So there's the green flag, everyone getting off to a mild start, no real drama there. What happened to Eric Drace? Eric Drace was just spun again.
Nobody particularly knows what's happened to Eric Drace in the BMW. I need to sort myself back out. But Rio Suck leading then, Assetto Drifter in second, Nick Wu in third, Assetto Drifter right over the back of Rio. Same with Nick Wu, they're all pretty close then in the top three. Let's get on board with Nick Wu. He's going to have the best seat of the action at the moment, so they come down into the hairpin. Nobody close enough for an overtaking opportunity. A little bit of a lockup from Rio. Assetto Drifter mounting up onto the curb, managing to keep it in a straight line. Here they come then. We all saw how close these guys were in qualifying. Look how much quicker Nick Wu's car is in a straight line compared to Assetto Drifter. Is he going to be able to get a manoeuvre down into 130R with the extreme speed that he managed to pull in on the Assetto Drifter? What's the gap? 1.4. Still 1.4. 1.5? No, it's not. Sorry, I was reading the wrong gap. Oh, very, very close. Don't know if Assetto Drifter got tagged. He's going to be fighting back into the chicane. They go too wide. Managed to keep it together. And Nick Wu, oh, a little bit of contact. Nick Wu's going to leave him the space. Assetto Drifter, oh, no fridge is off in the wall in the background. They're running right up to the wall. Nick Wu all over the road trying to hold his position. Brilliant driving from both drivers to keep their cars both on the road. Rear Suck, though, because of all that, is now 2.5 seconds up the road. No Fridge has dropped all the way down to P5 because of his little excursion into the tyre barrier. And I'm in the pit, apparently. Eric Drace in P7 out of Appleseed P6, No Fridge P5, Blank P4, Assetto Drifter, who we're watching now, P3, Fapster P2, and Rear Suck 2 seconds up the road in P1.
So what we didn't see was Blank right in the background being almost held up by Appleseed. You could just see him buzzing around trying to find a place to pass, and he just couldn't get round. He ran off the track wide at one point, managed to get the overtake on the straight line through the slipstream. Didn't quite see what happened with No Fridge, but Blank managing to gain an advantage. Appleseed did manage to overtake him for a small time, but over the first corner, No Fridge just dived on the inside, took the place back as Adam Appleseed ran a little bit wide.
So then, this is the kind of racing that we get when we have the best drivers in the CRS 2009 League who know how to race cleanly and know where to push the cars and where not to. And this is the kind of amazing racing that if the pack gets close once again, we're going to probably see here today at Suzuka.
Yeah, Adam Appleseed, just a 1.4 second gap between himself and Nick Wu.
Okay, timing's messing
That's just
up.
ACTV at the start, finish line.
Oh, okay.
So Eric Drace really falling down the road. He's only on the 130R, 40 seconds behind the leader. Going a little bit wide there. But Rear Suck really pulling the gap away from Nick Wu. We'll have to see how he responds as a Assetto Drifter. Looks like he's really pushing the car to catch up and see if he can get the early overtake.
So then, I've paused the camera so we can see how many cars and how much distance there is between them. There goes Rio with an Assetto drifter. Blank and No Fridge are running quite close together. That's interesting to see. What can No Fridge do? That's a battle we've got to look out for. Well, let's get on board with him. What's he going to be able to do to fight the almighty Blank? No, Kitubitsu, I was not calling you a bad driver. I was simply saying that the best one.
Kitubitsu's a bad driver.
Okay, alright, okay. So then, here comes Blank and No Fridge down the back straight. These guys are probably the closest on track at the moment. About half a second between these two. Quite a lot of curb on the inside there as they come down. Really late on the brakes. Is that going to compromise his exit? He rams it up on the curb. I was going to say Nick Wu's taking the lead, but I've remembered it's the timing thing, isn't it? Kids' reactions are only good for trucking. Oh dear, so then, I'm going to lay off Kitu. I haven't actually said anything, but let's leave the kids.
Gerace is stopped on the track.
Eric Gerace is stopped on the track.
Just after the chicane.
No, it's just at the hairpin.
Sorry, at the hairpin, not the chicane. So we'll have to see how Rio deals with that as he's coming over the bridge.
Rio gets there, we'll bring the safety car
He's still
out.
there.
Bring the safety car. Put yellow flag, safety car, I suppose. Yeah, just do safety car quick.
Oh.
The pace car, don't pass, don't pass.
I've no idea what Eric Gerace is doing, but either way, he's parked on the racing line, and that's a caution for other drivers. So, not sure what Eric Gerace is doing, but that's quite a hazardous place to park your car. So, safety car will be out until he can move his car. I better probably get going up the pits about now.
Yeah. Rio comes around, he's coming around the chicane now.
Yeah, I'll be there, don't worry.
Eric Gerace still not moving, he's going 1 mile an hour forwards.
Might be
I don't know if something's disconnected. And then he's back to pits, there we go.
Okay, well, I can't really stop now. I'm already out the pit. Whereabouts is Rio?
So Rio now right behind the safety car. Nick Wu not that far behind. Assetto drifter dives into the pits, sees he can get a free pit stop.
Yeah.
Let's see how that works out.
Get a bit of strap from Assetto drifter there.
Yep, we'll have to see if Adam Appleseed can make the overtake. Looks like it's going to be close. Yeah, that's Adam Appleseed managed to get the overtake on Assetto drifter as he sets out the pits. It's not going to be quite close enough. So we'll see how much time that gains Assetto drifter, because it's, 7 laps in, but Adam Appleseed's on super soft tyres. So Nick Wu and Rio have been the only cars to have caught up. Blank and No Fridge right behind him. It's going to be quite a while before Adam Appleseed and Assetto drifter catch up, as they're still going through. Oh no, they're coming up to the bridge slowly. 29 seconds behind the leader at the moment.
I haven't got any more gearing. Oh, Eric Gerace is back. Perhaps his wheel messed up. I reckon that's what happened.
Yeah, that's most likely.
There are points on offer for just finishing the race. You can get good points.
Yeah. We'll release the cars this lap anyway.
Yeah.
But Assetto drifter slowly catching up, just 19 seconds now, as well as Adam Appleseed is only 12 seconds. Everyone's staying quite close. No Fridge not bothering weaving. Blank, Nick Wu. Riosuck doing tiny little weaves. So here we go, as the safety car is going to be coming off the track.
The pace car is pitting now. The pace car is pitting now.
So here comes the safety car into the pits. We just have to wait. Looks like a little bit. Oh, that's the safety car there getting damaged. Eric Gerace disconnected again.
Very interesting.
Assetto drifter managing to almost catch up. Same with Adam Appleseed. We'll have to see how much of a gap Rio can regain, as he did pull out quite a big gap on both Blank and No Fridge, although there is already a second between them. No Fridge falling a little bit back. It must have been a dodgy exit to a corner.
But the man right now is Nick Wu, right on the back of Rio. That safety car there that was caused by Eric Drace just sitting on the racing line for no particular reason. I will ask him about it at the end of the race. It's really probably messed up Rio's strategy here. He must have been putting a lot of load on those tyres to pull that gap that he had.
I mean, absolutely. All the cars at the moment are on medium, apart from Adam Appleseed, who I'm surprised is still going. He's got super softs on. So these two safety cars are really messing up that strategy of super softs of just get away as fast as possible. So it looks like everyone's going to be going for a 1 or maybe even a 2 stop. Depending on how much fuel they have and if they got it right.
That could be
We're already putting up a second gap. And then Blank and Nofridge still right by each other.
Eric Drace disconnects again. Oh, he's... Nofridge almost ends up in the pit lane. Manages to keep it out though. Just a little bit too much throttle application, I think, on the exit. And that's messed him right up. Nick Wu's almost round at T1. Manages to keep it together though, but he lost the rear end mid-corner.
So Assetto Drift is now in front of Adam Appleseed.
He is indeed.
Managed to work his way around. We have to see how Adam Appleseed can respond. Looks like Assetto Drift is just putting the gap on. It must be that Adam Appleseed's losing his tyres. They are super soft after all.
Oh, yeah,
and there he goes into the wall.
He's round into the wall, straight through the invisible tyre barrier. And he's
and into
again.
the Armco barrier. So that'd be the super stock gone then. So he's got quite a lot of damage already. He's got 13% damage on the rear and 11 on the front.
Quite a lot of damage then for the BMW car. Oh, that was the wrong button.
Nofridge into the Armco barrier as well. Just after the hairpin, that lets Assetto Drift to pass. Adam Appleseed not going to be able to catch up and make advantage of that. So that's going to drop him down a place further away from Blank. He's now just got to push it to catch up with Nick Wu.
So then, your current running order is Rearsuck in the Red Bull, Nick Wu in the Toyota, Blank in the Ferrari, Assetto Drifter in the Brawn, Nofridge, who we're watching now, in the McLaren, and then Adam Appleseed in the BMW, bringing up the rear in 6th position, which is still very good for points for that BMW team.
Drace is back out on track.
Eric Drace is back out. He must have been having some sort of issues with his wheel.
And that puts him out just in front of Rio, so he's going to be lap traffic. Despite the fact he's 4 laps down, it's going to be the first time that people have properly lapped him while he's moving. Nofridge and Nick Wu into the pits. That's Nick Wu leaving right now. Nofridge just pulling into his stall.
Eric Drace doing a good stop to get out.
Adam Appleseed pitting as well.
Everybody in the pits then at the moment. Nick Wu is long gone. Adam Appleseed's just pulling into his pit stop now. Might have overshot it a little bit. No, he seems to have got the job done nicely.
So Nofridge there adding 42 litres of fuel, as with Adam Appleseed adding 47. Just wondering, that's a stop and go for Adam Appleseed. Pit lane speeding. Well, it says at least.
Right, we'll give him a drive through then. How much was he pit lane speeding by?
He's 98, so I'm guessing that's 18 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, it's just a penalty. It's exclamation mark, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
I'll write it, don't worry. We will briefly switch over to rear so just so I can actually move to get into the chat. Let's get back with...
So Blank now 13-second gap. He's managed to overtake Assetto Drifter. That's Blank into the pits now. So it's just Rio left to pit. I have to see it's Assetto Drifter. Yeah, Assetto Drifter managed to get the overtake. Will Nick Wu manage to get it? Looks like so. Blank just pulling into the pit stop now. So Nofridge is going to be the one. This is going to be close.
I don't think it will be too close, considering Blank was right up the far end of the pit lane.
Oh yeah. Who's sat in front? That's Eric Drace in front of Nofridge, travelling quite slowly.
Is Appleseed going to serve his penalty this lap? He's not going to serve his drive through this lap.
So
must serve it within 2 laps.
20 seconds behind Rio. I'm guessing just trying to make up as much time as possible before his pit stop. It's not going to be long before it does happen. Although they're probably going to really want to pit in the next few laps, I would have said, but everyone's already pitted. So, No Fridge still quite a distance between him and Blank after the crash he had out of the chicane, out of the hairpin. That's Rio stuck into the pits.
So Rio stuck just
he
about
spins.
getting it stopped for the pit lane.
He almost spins.
At least he didn't speed though. That's a good sign. Where's the Assetto Drifter? Assetto Drifter, of course, has already pitted. Is he going to be able to jump Rio in the pit stop? That is the question. Rio still stopped. Still stopped. Seems to be fueling up for quite a while here. Assetto Drifter will probably take the lead off of Rio here. Rio's still sat in his pit box. What about Nick Wu? Nick Wu's going to be able to get him as well. I don't think Blank's going to be near enough to take advantage. No, he's not. But what's Rio going to be able to do on fresh tyres to overtake the aging tyres on Fapster's Toyota?
I'm not sure if Fapster's yet pitted.
I believe he did.
So they may not be aging.
Either way, they're going to be older.
The last few laps. It was very, like 2 laps older. We'll have to see the difference. As Rio, I mean, he really pushed himself far out of like the rest of the way from the field. So have to see how much time he can gain, which I have a funny feeling will be quite a lot. Assetto Drifter as well, slowly keeping away from Nick Wu. It's really all eyes on Rio as he's going to try and push his way back up to first, and he's got 2 positions to make. That's Eric Gerace off first corner, not impeding anyone.
So then, all eyes currently really on Adam Appleseed. As he's still yet to serve his drive-through penalty, and he must serve it this lap, otherwise he will be disqualified from the race.
This could be a big killer for him.
Could be, considering...
Yeah, especially considering this is one of the main, well, one of the last events where we can score such large amounts of points. Is that overtake by Rio? Oh, no, sorry, my mistake.
Timing. But Nick Wu does seem to be gaining on Assetto Drifter. It's still these 3 guys at the front, now running pretty much within 3.5 seconds of each other. All in the same camera shot there. Let me know if Eric Appleseed, serves his penalty. If not, we'll have to kick him.
Adam Appleseed not going into the pits.
No, we've got to kick him, man. It's the rules. I made it really clear. I know it's not the right thing to do, but are you alright to kick him?
I would say let him race.
Yeah. Or just give him a penalty so he comes last. Or so he can't qualify for next race. Nick Wu then, 3 tips behind Assetto Drifter, and we see how quick the Toyota is in a straight line. Assetto Drifter's already going defensive. He knows that Toyota's quick. Are they going to go too wide around 130R? No, they're not. Fapster's going to take the lead on the entry to 130R. Assetto Drifter not close enough to fight back under brakes. Nick Wu, could he be on track here for a race victory? Don't exactly know quite yet. At the halfway point of the race, just gone by now.
So, no for his last lap, something we didn't see. He did enter the pit lane speeding, and he's already served his penalty. So he sped into the pits lap 10, and he served it on lap 13.
Lovely.
So Nick Wu now, we're going to have to see what gap he can gain. Rio as well, going to be taking advantage of them two battling, really not that far behind.
Still,
so Adam
Appleseed yet
3
to do
seconds.
his drive-through, still hasn't done it again.
Sorry, 3 or 4 seconds between Appleseed and No Fridge now. Still on pretty much by the same corner. Eric Drace still going as well, 5 laps down at the moment.
Either way.
So Rio reeling in slowly. We'll have to see how much time he can make up as Assetto Drifter drops back from Nick Wu quite a bit.
A little bit, yeah. So, Assetto Drifter seems to be quite slow off the exit of 130R, and Rio is now right behind him. Let's get onto an onboard with Rio, see what can be done there. But Nick Wu has already pulled a rather large gap to Assetto. Assetto Drifter is running extremely slow in a straight line, and that's Rio just going clean past him. Perhaps he's trying to conserve his tyres or save fuel. I don't really know, but Assetto Drifter seems to be really struggling in these mid stages of the race.
Yeah, I don't know what's quite happening there. Maybe it's just aero.
Could be the case, or maybe he just doesn't want that extra ballast from finishing in second place.
I would probably doubt that. It's a little bit of ballast, but I don't think it's enough to upset what place it's going to be coming in, especially with 10 kilos, I think it is. Especially this far into the race, we're only 15 laps in. We've still got another 11 to go.
I'll just keep putting it every single lap. Well, every other lap. Assetto Drifter's dropped right back. He's now 5.6 seconds off the lead. We saw how close they were. Penalty, yeah, it is indeed, Thomas, because he hasn't served it yet. He was supposed to serve it about 5 laps ago. I told everyone to install the bloody app, but it seems like Adam Appleseed hasn't, and right now that's causing him issues with the penalties. As Assetto Drifter comes into the pits then on lap 16, it was obviously tyre issues. There's Blank in P4, comes around the last corner. He's not going to be picking this lap, but he is going to be short shifting. Alright, that will be the case, Spannerworks, if the majority do feel that way. Assetto Drifter coming out. No, he's not. He's just coming into his pit box now. Where's No Fridge? Assetto Drifter straight back out. I can find out for you where he, what he did. He put it onto softs and put, he sped by 82. 2 kilometers an hour is nothing. I'm not bothered by that. 3.6 seconds in the pit stops, went on the softs and put some fuel in probably. Not 100% sure, I can't find that out for you. Either way, he's now running P4. Blank in the Ferrari has inherited P3, and Assetto Drifter is now 10 seconds behind. But likelihood is Assetto Drifter is going to be running to the end on these tyres. I don't think Blank will be. So, currently down, it's just me commentating at the moment, as Joseph's had to go off and do something quick. So then, what can we talk about? Nick Wu is currently in the lead in the Toyota, for old time's sake, running rather minimal ballast, of course, with his absence over the past couple races, but he's back, and he's showing everyone who's boss. So,
yep.
Rio running around the edge of turn 1. He seems to be conserving his tyres a little bit. Running a nice little shallow line. Oh, I say that, he's off. Rio's off into the barrier. Where's Blank? Blank might actually be able to take advantage of this. Rio's just rejoined the track now. Let's go onto a rear-facing camera. Rio's going to have to drive conservatively if he doesn't want to spin off again. There's Blank in just the back of your shot now. That spin is not what Rio needed at all.
No, I think he's managed to just escape with it. Rio taking what's that? He had, yeah, he's taken 12% damage on his front. That's the only damage he's taken so far of this race, and that's going to be a big hamper on him, as he's going to have to be a little bit careful on the tyres for at least a few more corners. Blank being able to, well, trying to gain as much time as possible, probably pushing quite hard now. Nick Wu really leaps and bounds ahead of everyone at the moment.
Appleseed does come into the pits, but he stops in his pit box, so that does not count. if that was his attempt at a drive-through penalty.
Yeah, he refueled 44 litres.
So, as blank rounds the final chicane, neither driver going to be pitting yet. We may see a couple more pit stops through the drivers. Spanner, I would appreciate not backseat commentating. It's not ideal, and it's just not ideal really, so it would be appreciated if you don't. So, blank Indy Ferrari running P3s, 3 seconds behind Rio. This lap will truly get an idea if Blank's going to be catching or losing Rio.
So here comes Eric. Oh, that's Eric Geraci into the pits now.
So these
and
are
so is No Fridge.
No Fridge and Eric Geraci then into the pit box. This isn't for positions. Eric Geraci is a rather long way down. It's not Appleseed, I thought it was. No, it's not. It's Geraci, he slams on the brakes, locks up all 4.
I mean, yeah, we're going to start seeing some people pitting over the next 2 to 3 laps, as that will put them on for just enough. They could probably put on softs if they pit around now. So Adam Appleseed going straight past the pits. Is that someone else in the pit? That's Nick Wu.
Nick Wu then comes into the pits. What's Rio going to do? He's just coming to the last chicane now.
Blank right behind him as well. Nick Wu into the pit stop. We're waiting for him to go. That's him, he's set off.
Right, he's just set off. He's going to be overtaken by Rio, and Blank comes into the pits as well. So is Rio running to the ends? That is the question. Does he have enough fuel? We don't know at this precise moment, but he's got 6 seconds to Nick Wu.
So there goes Assetto Drifter, taking the place from Blank, as Blank just pulls into the pit box now.
No Fridge not going to be anywhere near enough to take advantage. But then 7 laps to go. Nick Wu 6.5 seconds behind. So he's got to pull a second a lap if Rio's not going to be pitting again. And I don't think Rio will be.
No. I mean, unless he dives in, chucks on some super softs, I don't think he's going to be pitting at all. I mean, he's done his 1 stop and I reckon he can take that to the end.
Rio does usually do a 1 stop. He did one at Spa and it worked alright for him. Is it going to work alright for him here at Suzuka? We don't exactly know yet. I don't think he's pitted once before, has he? Or did he? I can't quite remember.
Rio has pitted, I think, once.
Well, yeah, he has pitted once already.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's running... he usually runs a 1 stop, so... It'll be interesting to see if he does do a 2 stop here. Let's get on to him now. Is he going to pull into the pits this lap? If he doesn't pit by about lap 22, no, he's not going in. I reckon he'll be running to the end, but Faust's pulled 9 tenths on him, I think. So that's his second this lap.
Just 6 seconds between the 2 of them.
It was 7.
Assetto Drifter really not being too far behind either. Just 8.9 seconds between him and Nick Wu. So No Fridge quite a little way back from Blank, not really competition. It was certainly interesting to see them racing as they went along. Really showing the skill from No Fridge, especially as he's just moved to a wheel over the last few weeks. Over the last week, isn't it, or 2?
I believe last week, yeah, he was trucking with Kitties. He's Kitties, mate.
Yeah.
And I know he's been after a wheel for a really long time. He managed to finally get one, and for his first try at a competitive event, after 20 laps, he's a minute down, so I think that's not particularly much over 20 laps compared to, I know Rio and Nick Wu have had wheels for like 2-3 years now. So that's pretty good going. It'll be interesting to see where he can actually come out once he's got a few more laps under his belt. But the gap now between Nick Wu and Rio is 4.9 seconds. So that's another second taken out this lap.
That's going to be a close one.
If Rio doesn't pit this lap, then we will, if Nick Wu can keep it on the road, Rio doesn't pit this lap either. We're going to probably see another close last lap battle if all goes to plan between Rio and Nick Wu here at Suzuka.
Yeah, I mean, oh. Okay, that was
Oh.
Eric Joyce letting someone past. 2 people passed. So that's Rio managing to get past some back markers as he's coming slowly up. Well, not slowly, pretty fast up on Adam Appleseed. And we're gonna have. So this is the time for traffic by more than just one car. It's really thinking about Eric Joyce. It's really not been his day today.
Not today, no. He must 7 laps down. He's had a lot of issues, maybe equipment-wise. One of the BMWs there doing a brilliant job to get out of the way in time.
That's Eric Joyce.
Good job from Eric Joyce. 4.7 seconds then. The gap isn't going to be enough this time round. He needs about a second a lap if he wants some time to try and get past Rio. If he can get the gap down to 4 seconds by the end of this lap, then we'll be in contention. But it might not be enough if Rio's finally upping that pace. We'll have a look at the lap times next time round. Let's see where Rio is. He's just almost down the end of the straight now at 130R. 4.6 seconds then from Nick Wu. That could have just been from the traffic though. That's why he's so far down. We don't really know. Just saw him in the back of your shot there. 4 laps to go then.
So close together now. We're about to see the official timing between the two.
131.5.
Rio, 4.9 seconds. So that's only a 0.3 second change over that lap.
Yeah, it might have been with the traffic that Nick Wu had to face, and Nick Wu's got to face traffic again, this time in the form of Adam Appleseed in the BMW. Do we have a decent rear view camera on this one? Oh, we do have an alright one. Let's get onto a rear view camera then from Adam Appleseed. I don't think I can... No, I can't. I don't have it enabled. I was going to raise the camera up and bring it out a little bit more so we could get a slightly better view. Flames from the back of Appleseed's car. We come down into the right-hander, under the bridge we go. You can see Flaps there just on the tip of the back wing, not anywhere near close enough at this point for Adam to get out the way. This is the sort of time where Adam needs to really start thinking about where he's going to put his car to not affect Flaps' line and Flaps' time that he's got to gain to the back of Rio. Hopefully we'll see a move in a straight line. Adam stays wide to allow Nick Wu to go through, but Nick Wu just hasn't gained the time that he needs to this time round. 4.3 seconds is not particularly where he wants to be, but at least there's a clear track ahead of him now. You can see him just in the back of the shot now. I don't know if Nick's going to have enough pace to be able to catch up to the back of Rio, and Rio, if he can, will take the first victory, I think, of 2009 for him.
I can't guarantee that, but I think that's true. It has been a lot of the Ferraris, and this time we're not going to see a Ferrari in the top 3.
We're going to see a Red Bull, which is quite a bit of a change. It's taken some time, but with 4 laps to go, really, isn't it? Here at Suzuka, 3.9 seconds, 3.6 seconds. Oh boy. Perhaps they might have found that pace again to bring it back, but just under 4 laps to go. There's Nick Wu in the back of your shot now. Can this be the first victory for a Red Bull, or will it be another triumph for a Toyota? This is your 2 front runners at the moment. There's Rio just past your shot now. Fapster's not going to be close enough to get in it that time round or that time, but we know he's there. 3.5 seconds off the back of Rio. What can they do here at Suzuka?
Well, Rio there just setting a race best around one of the corners here, and another one along this straight. He's really pushing the car now, trying to remove the distance between him. Well, to extend the distance between him and Nick Wu, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
I reckon
last
it might
lap,
just
Nick Wu. It's going to be a very close one. Nick Wu last lap 4.2 was it between the two of them? Now it's just 3.5.
30.8 from Nick Wu, which is the fastest we've seen since probably from the first pit stop. Some people still have somewhat fresh tyres on the safety car. 3.4 seconds now between Nick Wu and Rio. If we make that 3.5, so it's hovering around that gap. There's Nick Wu in the back of your shot now. There's about 2 2.3 laps, 2 2/3, sorry, laps to go. The gap's now into the 2-second boundary. I don't think Nick Wu's going to have enough to be able to make it happen, but if he does, what a miracle that will be.
It's looking at 2.8 seconds now between the two of them. It's starting to get close, but will it be close enough?
There can't be a mistake from either driver here, otherwise it could be all over for him. There's Nick Wu just in the back of your shot now. He wasn't there last lap, so he knows game. Rio ran it wide over the curb. He's lost a fair bit of time from that. The gap's now down to 2.3 seconds, 2.1. We know how much of a better run and how much quicker that Toyota is in a straight line. Let's just go onto an onboard so we can see what Faps is doing with the controls of his car. Getting a nice line there. 2.3 seconds then between the two leaders. Oh, he almost loses the rear end under braking. Gonna lose a bit of time from that. Gets the car nice and square before he puts on the power though. Gets a nice solid exit. The gap's hovering now around 2 seconds.
It's 2.1 seconds between the two of them. For Nick Wu, it's all or nothing. If he spins, it doesn't really matter. There's quite an 18-second gap between him and Assetto Drifter. So if he spins, it doesn't matter. For Rio, he's got to be keeping it smooth, and he's got to be keeping it just ahead for the next 2 laps. Well, 1.5 almost. As we're coming up slowly to the bridge.
1.6 seconds now between them. About 1 2/3 laps to go then. We won't be around this part of the track for much longer. You can see how much Nick Wu's gaining now. This is going to be a rather big battle. When we get to the last laps, I reckon Nick Wu might have enough. A lock up from Rio coming into the hairpin. Oh, but Nick Wu's put it up on the curb. He's not going to have a good time doing that, and he has dropped back a little bit. 1.4, 1.5 almost. Yeah, now it's 1.5, so he lost a good 3 tenths from putting it up on the curb there. If he hadn't put it up on the curb, he might have just got that better drive, and he would have been right behind him coming down the straight now. But now Nick Wu's got 1 lap to find 1.3 seconds. Please don't say the stream's bugging out. That's the last thing I need right now. It is. Oh, God. Joseph, help me. The stream's bugging out.
Right. Okay. So Nick Wu, just 1.5 seconds between him and Rio. So 1.3 seconds, that's the number he needs to gain, and not only does he need to gain it, he needs to get the overtake. Oh, he's sliding, he's round!
Nick Wu just pushing just too hard then, and that is probably going to be the end of his race unless Rio makes a mistake, which he almost does. Perhaps both of their tyres are on their last legs now. We cannot get a visual into Rio's tyres, but he almost lost the back end. Just caught it as we switched over. All Rio's got to do is bring the car home now. He doesn't have to push. He's got a 3.7 second gap to Nick Wu, the Toyota behind.
And Nick Wu really is right now pushing.
Oh,
he's pushed it too hard, and he's round.
Too hard, and he's round again. Assetto Drifter not going to be anywhere near enough to warrant a attack. But all Rio's got to do now is bring it home. He's got 10 seconds to Nick Wu. But Nick Wu obviously he's got to bring it home as well, as he's only got 10 seconds to Assetto Drifter now. And those 10 seconds with a rather heated up set and worn set of rear tyres could be some of the shortest 10 seconds you'll ever see.
Yeah. And I'm absolutely gaining a little bit of damage there. I don't know how that was caused. Maybe that was by a lapping car of Assetto Drifter. But Rio now coming into the chicane. He slowed right down there a little bit too much. I think he doesn't really care.
I think he just
He's
wants to
10
bring
seconds
it home.
ahead. He is the Suzuka winner of this CRS 2009 competition. That'll put him. That's the first time he's won an event that at least we can remember. Nick Wu coming in just behind, 8 seconds behind him. It's a bit of a disappointment for Nick Wu.
Either
but
way,
I'm sure.
I reckon Rio would have defended the absolute life out of every single corner that he came up to get the race win. No donuts.
And there's Jerry
There's
pirouetting
the
across the
donuts. There's the donuts from Rio. He's going to be really, really chuffed with that. Who got fastest lap? Do we know?
Nick Wu and Assetto Drifter just running around in tandem at the moment. Second and third. Still great results from both of them. as the Assetto drifter almost nudges Nick Woo out the way. So No Fridge, the last one to start the lap. Sort of a little bit unlucky from him, just getting away from him. The tyres, well, sorry, tyres getting away from him just at one point, just enough to put him into the Armco barrier. That's him finishing the race in 5th, and that's the end of the race for here at Suzuka.
Oh, and Assetto just as round for good measure.
And that's No Fridge doing donuts now. I'm sure he's pleased with how he did.
5th place on the wheels, pretty good going, gotta say. But yeah, very good drive from everyone today. Very good drive from everyone. Gotta congratulate everyone really. Eric Drace for continuing to try and join back. I'll let Adam know that he had a drive through.
No Fridge still doing donuts. I mean, he had an absolutely amazing race, especially earlier on with Blank. Shame he just got a little bit too much power coming out of the hairpin. So we're going to have to see what happens, as incident reports will probably pile in pretty soon.
So, Nick Woo stops on the back straight. The only reason... perhaps I should just go back to pit. Will that end the session? That might do. So then, your fastest lap goes to Nick Woo. He's going to get a 1:30.590. Which is going to be fastest lap by about 2 tenths to Rio, got a 1:30.7. I doubt we're going to do race interviews this time round, just as I don't particularly have the time. I've got to get some stuff sorted out, so unless you would like to do them, Joseph, and I just let the stream run, then that might be the case,
so race is ending in just 7 seconds.
So then, your race winner, Rio Suck in the Red Bull, Nick Woo in 2nd place in the Toyota, Assetto Drifter 3rd, Blank 4th, No Fridge 5th, Appleseed 6th, and Eric Drace 7th.
So we have to see how Blank reacts to this one, as normally he's the one to be at least top 3.
He's just going to be complaining how slow he is.
That's because of the 40 kilos
Sorry,
that he's got.
You're watching.
Yeah, it's probably for the 40 kilos that he has got at the moment.
At the end of the day, with 40 kilos to bring it home in 4th is pretty good going. That's still going to be good points.
Yeah, we've seen it quite a few times with Blank, how he can just get out on the track, even with like 30 kilos of weight or something. Yeah. He can just get out and he can still absolutely smash it.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see then. Final round next time round here at CRS for the 2009 season. It's going to be a twist. It's going to be double points, and it's going to be something rather different. That's all I can really say. So until next time, cheers for watching. Thank you, Joseph, for commentating with me today. And
no problem.
Bring on MC Asmarina. Goodbye.